Hello and welcome again. Welcome to a new class, to class number 186. We have only 10 classes left. Only 10 classes left, 2 weeks. 2 weeks of 5 classes each, which added up together makes 10 classes. And at the end of the 10 classes, well, you will have finished the course. Of course, if you're an official student, then you'll need to take the exam, the final test to find out what your level is. But in any case, for most of you who are not official students, I encourage you to continue watching Aprende Inglés TV, to continue watching Bago en Inglés 4.0, to continue listening to Bago en Radio if possible, and to stay in touch with English language, because the people who stay in close touch with a second language usually learn the language fairly well or quite well, okay? And so you have to stay with it. You have to stay with it. One of the most important secrets is perseverance. Never give up. Never give up. Continue always. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, stay with it. Keep in touch. Constant contact with the language keeps it fresh. It keeps the language on the tip of your tongue, ready to use in any moment, because you never know. Nunca se sabe. You never know, you never know, you never know what could happen. I know many cases in which a person was working in a job in which he didn't need English for many years, and then suddenly he was transferred to a different position, and all of a sudden he needed to use English often. And then he said, "Dótame inglés deprisa y corriendo." And all the years before, he didn't worry about it. Don't be lazy. Don't think that changes cannot happen. They don't affect you. All right, let's go to camera number 1, and let's review a bit of what we saw yesterday, please. That way. All right. Okay, if you remember, I said tomorrow night there's a party in my house, and I'd like for you to come. Really, Richard, there's a party in your house? Yes, it's my party. It's my party, and it's in my house. Come on. I'm counting on you. You're usually the life of the party. Yeah, Richard, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it. You're not going to be able to make it? Come on. You always make it to my parties. But tomorrow's a special night. Tomorrow is my 25th wedding anniversary. Oh? So I don't think I'll be able to make it tomorrow night. Look, tell your wife you'll take her out another day. Come on, this party is an important party. Come on. Surely you can find a way to make it to the party. Listen, it's my 25th wedding anniversary. I can't make it to the party. I'm sure you can find a way to make it. I'm not going to be able to make it, I'm sorry. All right. To make it, siempre con it, to make it, to make it, to make it means poder llegar, poder presentarse, poder hacer acto de presencia, poder figurar. I can't make it. I can't make it, I won't be able to make it. When people invite you, the most common response, if you can't go, is I'm not going to be able to make it. Or to soften it, we say, I don't think. No creo que vaya a poder estar o ir. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the party tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to make it. I'd love to be there, but I don't think I'll be able to make it tomorrow. For the first time, I won't be able to make it. Yeah. By the end, I remember once, 10 soldiers, this is in a military camp, 10 soldiers went out on a mission, and only 9 made it back. The 10th never made it back, and they never found out what happened to him. The sergeant sent 10 cadets out to gather wood to make a fire. He sent them out into the forest to gather wood, to pick up pieces of wood, to go back and to build a fire. It was in the winter. And this is simply practice. And the forest was next to the military base camp, so everybody knew the forest. It was used all the time to practice. And one of the military exercises was collecting wood in order to build fires. It's a normal activity. that soldiers do, they train to do in case they need to do it in real campaigns, military campaigns. And the sergeant sent 10 cadets out to gather wood, and only 9 made it back. Yeah, only 9 came back with wood. The 10th never made it back to the camp. And they've never found him. That was 5 years ago, and some people and family members are still searching for what happened to that cadet. But he never made it back. All right, but you'll make it. You'll make it to the end. You know, we only have 10 classes left, which means I'm sure you'll make it to the end, which means you will reach the end successfully, and you will finish this course. We'll make it. Don't worry. We'll make it. Ya lograremos llegar. We'll make it. Don't worry. Esto no significa nosotros lo haremos. En otro contexto sí, pero en este contexto no. It will arrive. We'll reach the end successfully. Yeah. Yes. The other day I left Madrid in order to go to Burgos. You know, I drove north along the Burgos Road, the Burgos Highway. I stopped along the way. I stopped in Cerezo de Arriba. I stopped in Aranda. Well, before that I stopped in Milagros, okay, a town on the way. I stopped in Aranda, and I stopped in Lerma. When I got to Lerma, I decided to go up and see the Parador, and I enjoyed it so much that I stayed there for the night. So I never made it to Burgos. I stopped in Lerma. That was my last stop. I was planning to go to Burgos, but I never made it there. I was planning to go to Burgos, but I never made it there. Yeah, because I was too impressed with Lerma. And they said, wait, I've been to Burgos a lot of times, but I've never been to Lerma before, and this is a nice place. So I decided to spend the night in Lerma. And when I was in Lerma, I met a person, a very special person, and we spent some time together. And from Lerma we drove to Covarrubias. From Covarrubias we drove to Peñaranda de Duero, and from Peñaranda we drove to Aranda again, and then we drove back to Madrid. So I never made it to Burgos. Yeah, I never made it there, you know. If I hadn't decided to take a detour into Lerma, I never would have met this person. And I would have eventually made it to Burgos, but I didn't. All right. Stories of life. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello there. You're welcome to a review of your last class. So we're going to review what you did before. Thank you for joining us. I'm Fitz, and our chief reviewer is here.
Hello.
Chief reviewer, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Are you ready for some more reviewing?
Yes, I'm ready for some more reviewing.
Okay. The first part, we use a phrasal verb, to make it, which can mean, for example, can you make it to the party tonight? Can you come, basically, can you arrive at the party tonight? And also to survive.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, if I say to you, ¿puedes ir a la fiesta esta noche?
Can you make it to the party tonight?
Okay, so can you make it to? Can you make it to the party tonight? Okay. No voy a poder asistir a la reunión luego.
I won't be able, I can't make it to the meeting later.
Very good. So I can't make it to the meeting later, or I'm not able to make it to the meeting later. Again?
I can't make it to the meeting later.
Very good. I can't make it to. I can't make it to the meeting later. Okay? Here's a difficult word for me to pronounce in Spanish. Desgraciadamente, él no pudo ir al final.
Unfortunately,
very good.
He couldn't make it in the end.
Okay, so here, very good, very good. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it in the end. He couldn't make it in the end. Okay? For example, he couldn't make it to the meeting in the end. Okay? Did you make it here on time today?
Yes, I made it here on time today.
Very good. So, did you make it here on time today? Yes, I made it here on time today. Okay. Did Hitler make it to the end of the war?
No, Hitler didn't make it to the end of the world.
Okay, of the war.
Of the war.
Okay, so did Hitler, Adolf Hitler, did Hitler make it to the end of the war? No, he didn't make it to the end of the war, so he didn't survive. He didn't survive until the end of the war. Okay, do actors always make it to a rehearsal on time?
Yes, actors usually make it to rehearsal on time.
Okay, and como se dice rehearsal?
Rehearsal in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Ensayo.
Okay, so could you make it through life without coffee?
Yes, I could make it through life without coffee.
Okay, ask me if I could make it through life without coffee.
Could you make it through life without coffee?
No, I couldn't make it through. I couldn't even make it through the morning without coffee. Okay, do you ever make it through the week without seeing any friends?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I make it through the week without seeing any friends.
Okay, so sometimes he makes it in the third person. He makes it through the week without seeing any friends. Okay, will we all make it through the recession?
Yes, I will make it through the recession.
Okay, so yes, we'll all make it through the recession. Okay, now the next expression we're going to teach you can be used in very polite English or to try to gently convince somebody. Okay, and it's I don't suppose or you don't suppose. Okay, so for example, if I say to you, could you do it for me? You could also say, I don't suppose you could do it for me, which is gently pressurizing me to do something.
Okay.
Okay. So could you do it for me?
I don't suppose you could do it for me.
Okay. So a very polite request.
Uh-huh.
Could you do it for me? I don't suppose you could do it for me.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little bit what I think you call here in Spain mano izquierdo.
Okay.
Mano izquierda.
Yeah, with con mano izquierda.
Con mano izquierda. A little bit sly, convincing. Okay. Could they find it for me?
I don't suppose they could find it for me.
Very good. So I don't suppose they could find it for me. Did he leave a message for me?
I don't suppose he left a message.
He left.
I don't suppose he left a message for me.
Okay, he left a message for me.
I don't suppose he left a message for me.
Very good, very good. Okay. Did they pay the money?
I don't suppose they paid the money.
Very good. So did they pay the money? I don't suppose they paid the money. Okay. Did she leave? Did she leave?
Uh-huh. I don't suppose she left.
Okay, so did she leave? I don't suppose she left. Will you be here next week?
I don't suppose you'll be here next week.
Very good. So, will you be here next week? I don't suppose you'll be here next week. Did you bring your sister?
I don't suppose you brought your sister.
Okay. Did you do your homework?
I don't suppose you did your homework.
Very good. So, did you do your homework? I don't suppose you did your homework. Do you think they did it?
I don't suppose they did it.
Okay, so do you think they did it? I don't suppose they did it. Did he lose it?
I don't suppose he lost it.
Very good. So did he lose it? Did he lose it? I don't suppose he lost it. Did she hit him?
I don't suppose she hit him.
Okay, so I don't suppose that you're going to leave us, but you have to because time is up. Thank you very much for watching and see you very soon and goodbye.
All right, welcome back. Let's go to camera one quickly now because I have a lot of work to do. This segment is about the phrasal verb to break down, and that requires a bit of time. So without any further delay, let's migrate to camera one, please. All right. To break down is averiarse, to break down. My car broke down on the way here. Camino de aquí. On the way here. In the way is obstaculizando. On the way is camino de, rumbo a. Yes, camino de aquí se me averió el coche. My car broke down. on the way here. My car is always breaking down now. My car has a lot of problems. Every other day it breaks down for some silly reason. Yes, the last time my car broke down was, well, half an hour ago or 1 hour ago. Yes. And the time before that it broke down about 2 days ago or 3 days ago. My car is breaking down constantly. Yeah, to break down. To break es romper. To break down, literalmente romper abajo, pero no significa romper abajo, significa en este caso averiarse. Y sufrí una avería. I suffered a breakdown. A breakdown. Se une la palabra. A breakdown. Como verbo, se separa. My car breaks down every other day. Un día sí, otro no. Every other day my car breaks down, it seems, okay? I think I need to buy a new car. A car that doesn't break down so often. All right, to break down. Break down also means un ataque nervioso, a nervous breakdown. O sea, digamos, una avería mental, okay? A nervous breakdown. Okay? Yes, the Rolling Stones. One of the early songs by the Rolling Stones was the 19th Nervous Breakdown. Yeah, el ataque nervioso número 19. All right, 19th Nervous Breakdown. To break down. I've never suffered a nervous breakdown. Yeah? Have you? Have you ever suffered a nervous breakdown? Also, to break down and cry. Prorrumpir en lágrimas o en llorar, a llorar. It's to break down and cry. All right. It doesn't mean you're suffering a nervous breakdown, but it does mean una especie de descomposición psicológica, emotiva, emocional. It's a breakdown. To break down and cry. All right. But that doesn't mean you suffer a nervous breakdown. So we have the breakdown for the car. My car broke down yesterday. And my car broke down for the 10th time in 10 weeks. And finally, I got so upset that I suffered a nervous breakdown. And I spent the night in a mental institution under observation because when the police came and they saw me in the middle of my nervous breakdown, they called some specialists and they put me in a straitjacket, camisa de fuerza. And until the beginning of this class, I was in a straitjacket. They finally let me go because I suffered a nervous breakdown yesterday. I suffered a nervous breakdown because my car broke down for the 10th time in 10 weeks. Yeah, it's normal. If your car is constantly breaking down, it affects you psychologically and emotionally. And finally, you can suffer a nervous breakdown. A third meaning of breakdown es un desglose. All right? Desglósame las ventas por regiones, por favor. Break down the sales by region, please. Quiero ver un desglose. I want to see a breakdown. Quiero ver un desglose por líneas de por línea de producto. I want to see a breakdown by product line. Yeah. I want to see the sales by product line. So break down the sales. Desglosa las ventas por línea. Break down, ahora es separado. Break down the sales by line of business. Es curioso que esta expresión breakdown como sustantivo y to break down separados como verbo, compuesto en este caso, se usa para esos tres. Una avería que en esencia es una descomposición del motor o de la funcionalidad del coche. Caput. Descomposición. Nervous breakdown. Es un ataque nervioso que es en esencia también una especie de descomposición emocional o mental o psicológica. It's a breakdown. Luego, cuando desglosas, divides en sus componentes, descompones, bam, rompes, le das un golpe a la cifra global y se descompone en cifras por línea o por región, por provincia, por ciudad. O sea, es un desglose, es una descomposición. Son los tres casos. Una avería es una descomposición mecánica, descomposición mental o psicológica y descomposición, o sea, romper o dividir en sus componentes de las ventas, en este caso, de cualquier cifra. Se puede desglosar, decís aquí. En inglés decimos descomponer, que es pegar la cifra con un martillo. Y esa cifra se descompone en trozos. Cada trozo es una línea de producto o una región, un país, okay, etc. Breakdown. So, yesterday I suffered a nervous breakdown because my car broke down while I was driving to give my boss the final breakdown on the sales by region. Yeah. My boss called me and he said, Richard, listen, I have the figures for the sales, but the figures are for Spain only. I want the figures for Catalonia, for Aragon, for Andalusia, for Castile-León, etc. Could you break them down for me by region? Comunidad Autónoma, by region. Could you break them down for me by region? And I need them right away. I need your breakdown right away. I need the breakdown right away. And so I quickly went to my computer. I broke down the sales by region. I printed it, put it in my briefcase, ran to my car, jumped into my car, or got into my car, and zoom, I started driving the 27 kilometers to the office to see my boss with the breakdown. And my car broke down on the way. I couldn't believe it. My God, it broke down. Just kaput. My car broke down. And I couldn't figure out what was the reason for the breakdown. And my car has been suffering breakdowns constantly. My car broke down last week. It broke down the week before last. It broke down twice last month. And when I realized the boss was waiting, he called me and said, where are you? I said, my car broke down. I said, well, find a way to get here. I need that immediately. I need your breakdown immediately. But my car just broke down. I don't care if your car broke down or not. I need that breakdown. And because I got so nervous, I suffered a complete collapse, a complete nervous breakdown. The police had to come. They called some people in white robes from a psychiatric hospital, and they put me into a straitjacket, camisa de fuerza, because I had such a strong nervous breakdown. And they took me to a mental institution. And only today I'm back. A breakdown to break down. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, to finish the story, this morning I drove to my boss's office. My car didn't break down along the way, by the way. I handed the report over to him, the report that gave him a complete breakdown on the sales by product line and by geographical region. And he liked it. He said, thank you for the breakdown. And he said, by the way, did your car break down on the way here this morning? I said, no, my car didn't break down. He said, by the way, I heard that you suffered a nervous breakdown yesterday. Was I the cause of it? The fact that I needed that breakdown on the sales didn't mean that you needed to suffer a nervous breakdown because your car broke down. Really. Don't worry. The next time if your car breaks down because you're bringing me a breakdown, don't suffer a nervous breakdown. Okay. See you in a few minutes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to class number, where are we? 186. That's right, class number 186. I'm joined today with Juan. Juan, how are you?
Can't complain. How are you?
Juan can't complain. I can't complain either. Well, it's a little hot in here. I could complain, but I'm not going to. It's all right. Okay, Juan, let's take a look at, it seems a few days ago, we were together a few days ago, right? Do you remember that?
I do remember, yeah.
And we talked about we did a lot of questions. And then we started a few days ago looking at phrasal verbs. First you said, I don't like phrasal verbs. And then the last class you said, oh, they're okay. And so we're going to look at another phrasal verb. What do you think about phrasal verbs now?
I think they're quite useful, but they're still a bit tough, though.
All right, useful but tough. All right. Let's talk about the phrasal verb to break down. What does this mean? Break down.
Desglosar.
Exactly, to break down. So with figures, you're a businessman, right?
I try to, yeah.
Right, he's a businessman. Do you have to break down figures sometimes, calculations?
Yes, normally I have to. Above all, when you want to know, when you have a coastline, and you want to know what's beneath that coastline,
Yeah.
you have to break down that figure.
Yeah, so expenses, right? Expenses,
Yes.
gastos, right? You can break them down. So this is a separable phrasal verb. Break them, right? Putting the pronoun in the middle. Break them down. You can break down the figures. Break them down according to different types of expenses, for example, right? So when you're preparing financial reports, you have to break down your expenses into different categories, right?
Yes.
Okay. So did you break down the figures?
Yes, I broke down the figures.
Okay. Yes, I broke down the figures. Again?
Yes, I broke down the figures.
Okay. At home, did you break them down by region? Yes, I broke them down by region. I broke them down by region. So I'm not saying I broke down them. I'm saying I broke them down by region. Right? So imagine we have sales. We say, okay, this amount came from Madrid, this amount came from Alicante, this amount came from Barcelona, this amount came from... So breaking them down by region. Did you break them down by department?
Yes, I broke them down by department.
Okay. Do accountants always have to break down financial reports?
Yes, accountants always have to break down financial reports.
Okay. Do they break down the revenues and the expenses?
Yes, they break down the revenues and the expenses.
What do you prefer, revenues or expenses?
I prefer revenues and expenses.
We all do, right? Revenues, which is the money coming in, right? Ingresos.
Yes, ingresos, yes.
Revenues, and then expenses, money going out, unfortunately, right?
Yes.
So the accountants broke down the revenues and the expenses, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do they break down figures every year?
Yes, they break down figures every year.
Mm-hmm. Did they break them down last year? Yes, they broke them down last year. Have they broken them down lately?
Yes, they have broken them down lately.
Right, so we have the verb break, broke, broken. Yes, they've broken them down lately. Okay. Ask me if I would have broken them down by region.
Would you have broken them down by region?
Yes, I would have broken them down by region. Ask me if I would have broken them down by department. Actually, to our friends at home, ask me if I would have broken them down by department. Kyle, would you have broken them down by department? What do they want to know at home?
They want to know if you would have broken them down by department.
Yeah, I would have broken them down by department. Would you have broken them down by apartment?
Yes, I would have broken them down by department.
Mm-hmm. If it had been up to you, would you have broken them down by department?
Yes, if you were up to me, I would have.
If it were up to me, or if it had been, I could say, in the past, if it had been up to me, I would have. Would you have?
If it would have.
If it had been up to me.
If it had been up to me, I would have broken them down by department.
By department, yeah. If it had been up to him, he would have broken them down by department. All right. Okay. Did you break down the statistics for everyone to understand?
Yes, I broke down the statistics for everyone to understand.
That's very important sometimes. If you're giving a presentation, if you give loads of statistics, it can be a bit overwhelming, right?
Yes.
So sometimes it's good to break them down so that everyone can understand, right? Okay. Now I want to give more examples, more questions, but before we run out of time, let's mention some other uses, because we also have to deteriorate or to decompose, break down. Like if I put a tomato in the ground, it'll break down, right?
Yes.
It'll return to the earth, essentially, right? It breaks down, right?
Yes.
The parts, get smaller and it decomposes, right? How long does it take a tomato to break down?
I think it takes 4 to 5 days a tomato to break down.
4 to 5 days?
Maybe a week
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm
I don't
four,
know.
four to 5 days.
to break
Maybe?
down.
All right,
Maybe.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, how long? Now, do you have a compost bin? Compost. It's where you collect the organic material in an organized place so that it can decompose. Do you have a compost bin?
Yes, I have a compost bin.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
At home, you know, the plastic container, and you can... In Canada, that's very common. My parents have a compost bin for kitchen waste. Like, I don't have one here in my house in Madrid. Am I supposed to? No, I don't.
I think you are.
Well, we separate the plastics and so on, but I don't have a compost bin, like for potato peels, for example. I just put those in the garbage. But anyway, my parents have a compost bin. And they put their organics in there, and they break down. It's a good fertilizer, too, if you have a garden. Do you have a garden?
No, I don't have a garden.
If you did, would you use broken down organic material?
If I had a garden, I would use broken down organic material.
Okay. Does metal break down quickly?
No, metal doesn't break down quickly.
Okay. Now we also have avería to break. If your car breaks down, did your car break down yesterday?
No, my car didn't break down yesterday.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Has it broken down so far this year?
It has broken down once so far this year. Yes.
Oh, really? Was it expensive to repair when it broke down?
It was a bit expensive to repair when it broke down, yes.
Ah. Did it break down last year?
No, it didn't break down last year.
Did your car break down last year? No, it didn't break down last year. So break down. The engine fails. Ah, it broke down. All right. Okay. Ask me if my car has ever broken down.
Has your car ever broken down?
Yes, it has, once. It has broken down once. Very unpleasant experience. Anyhow, we're out of time, Juan. But thank you very much. And thanks to you at home. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Tal y como están las cosas ahora, yo creo que lo mejor sería cambiar la cámara número 1. As things stand right now, como están de pie, as things stand now, or the way things stand, con as, como están las cosas, como, or la manera en que, the way things stand now, I think the best decision for me would be to change to camera number 1, because Maria is starting to get a bit irritated again. And as things stand now, I think that's the best policy, okay? Well, let's move to camera 1. Okay. And to stand, as you know, is an important verb. To stand means, estar de pie. I'm not standing, I'm sitting. To stand also es aguantar cuando se usa con poder. I can't stand. No aguanto. No aguanto esta clase. I can't stand this class. But stand also means el estatus. Standing. Sí, aquí se dice pisos de alto standing, okay? It's funny, in English I don't think we say that. High standing? All right. Now in English the standings are la liga, tal y como están las ordenadas. So Barca's in first place, Real Madrid is second, Valencia is in third. That's the standings. Now, as things stand now, you and I are simply looking at each other, and you're listening to me, and I'm speaking to you in English. Now, but we're going to do a few things here. We're going to take pencils out of the pencil holders, and we're going to make a paper airplane. And I only have about 6 minutes to do it. So, but as things stand now, we haven't even started. But I think it's time to start. Okay, good. Now, let me count. Let's see there. 4, 8, just a second, 11, 13, 16, 19. There are 19 pencils in the pencil holder. Yeah. Now, I'm going to take 4 out. Good. Now, as things stand now, tal y como están las cosas ahora, there are only 15 because I took out 4. And as things stand now concerning my paper airplane, I haven't progressed yet. But I'm going to put the pencil holder down. I'm going to fold the piece of paper to start making my paper airplane. So now, okay, now, let's see, as things stand, the way things stand now, I have a pencil holder with 15 pencils, and I have begun the first step in making a paper airplane. Let's see, I'm going to take 3 more pencils out. I think that leaves 12 pencils. So, let's see. As things stand now, I have 12 pencils and I still haven't progressed on my paper airplane. But listen, I'm going to progress a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to fold and to make the nose of the plane. Se dice en inglés la nariz del avión. Yes. Yeah. Roses are red and violets are blue. Roses are red and violets are blue. You have a nose like a B-52. El morro del avión, the nose of the plane, yeah. So, as things stand now, I have prepared the nose of the plane, but I still have 12 pencils left. Let's see. I'm going to take out 5. There we go. Now, the way things stand right now, I have a plane with a nose, but I don't have any wings, and I have 7 pencils left in the pencil holder. Let me work on my plane a bit more. Yes, I need to improve the nose. Yeah, like this. I need to improve the nose. There. Now, it's more dynamic and stylistic. So, as things stand now, I have a more dynamic and stylistic paper airplane, but I still have 7 pencils. So, we need to do something. I'm going to take 4 pencils out. There we go. Good. Tal y como están las cosas ahora, as things stand now, or the way things stand now, I have a stylistic, dynamic plane, not ready yet, and I have 3 pencils only in the pencil holder. So now I'm going to start preparing the wings of this plane. All right. I'm going to prepare the wings. I'm folding and preparing the wings on this plane. Not bad, eh? There we go. I'm not sure if my plane is going to fly. How does it look? Does it look aerodynamic? Does it look like a cool plane? Do you think it can fly? So as things stand now, I have a plane ready for its maiden flight. Se dice su vuelo doncella, de doncella, su primer vuelo en la vida del avión. We say maiden. Maiden is la doncella. Doncella del Amadís de Gaula. El doncel del mar era Amadís de Gaula y le gustaban las doncellas. Comprensible. Okay, so now as things stand now, I have 3 pencils and a plane ready for its maiden flight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the 3 pencils, and now I don't have any pencils left. I don't have any pencils left. As things stand now, I am out of pencils. I have run out of pencils. Se me han agotado. I don't have any more left, can't you see? As things stand now. So I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to clean and shine and get my plane ready for its maiden flight. So, the way things stand right now, I have finished my responsibilities concerning the pencils. I don't need to take any more pencils out of the pencil holder. In fact, as things stand now, I don't even need the pencil holder anymore, the container. But I still have to prepare my plane physically and psychologically. I need to speak to the plane now. Plane, remember, it's very important that this plane, and in fact, I think I'm missing something. I think I'm going to put one more little fold in my plane, to change the status of this plane a little bit like this, and to make it look like an even more aerodynamic plane. Yeah, I don't know. How does that look? Do you think the plane will fly? I don't know. As things stand now, I have a plane, but I don't know if it's going to fly. We'll try. Yeah. So as things stand now, we are ready for the final countdown. It's the final countdown. Yeah. And as things stand now, I have about half a minute left. Right, Maria? How much time do I have left? I have 10 seconds left. As things stand now, the way things stand now is I have a few seconds to try. 1, 2, 3. Not very good this time. The last time it was better. Maria's laughing at me. I'll try again in a future class. But as things stand now, I have to say goodbye for a few minutes, but I'll be back.
Hello there and welcome to the third part of class 186. Today we're going to look at some vocabulary as always and also the expression the way things stand, which means tal y como están las cosas. And I'm here with Marina. How are you today, Marina?
I'm really happy to be here with you.
Good. I'm very happy that you're happy to be here with me. Good. Okay, so the first word is to kill time. To kill time. Okay, I want you to repeat it. To kill time. To kill time. Not to kill tai. Tai is corbata. To kill time. And what does to kill time mean?
Matar el tiempo.
Matar el tiempo. Yeah, we don't have to kill time because we don't have much time. We have no time to kill, unfortunately, today. So the second word is... can you say to kill time first of all?
To kill time.
Muy bien, with a M bien pronunciado. Okay. To kill time. The second one is to, well, let you read it first of all, yeah? Okay, very good. To keep fit. To keep fit. Now, what does to keep fit mean?
Mantenerse en forma.
Mantenerse en forma, and in English, please?
To keep fit.
To keep fit. Perfect. Very good. The third word is down there. Please read it for me. Very good. To notify. To notify. What does notify mean? Very easy.
Yes. Notificar.
Notificar, and in English?
To notify.
To notify. Notify.
To notify.
Oh, perfecto. Okay, the fourth is to look over. To look over. Now, Marina, what does look over mean?
Revisar.
Good.
Repasar.
Repasar, very good. To look over. And a very similar one, to look into. To look into. What does to look into mean?
Investigar.
Investigar un asunto, por ejemplo. So, for example, repeat, to look over.
To look over.
To look over.
To look over.
To look over, good. And repeat, to look into.
To look into.
Very good. I'm joining the words, but that's what we do, yeah? So one more time, repeat, to look over. To look over. Very good. And finally, to look into. Very good. Okay, so we have to kill time, to keep fit, to notify, to look over, and to look into. So now we're going to look at the expression tal y como están las cosas, which is the way things stand. The way things stand. Things stand joined together. The way things stand. Yeah? Is that okay? I'm going to ask you some questions, as always. So the first question is, the way things stand, are we going to have to cut costs? DKC. DKC. A ver. Very good. So, the way things stand, are we going to have to cut costs, DKC?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The way things stand, we are going to cut costs.
We're going to have to cut costs. One more time.
The way things stand, we are going to have to cut costs.
Costs. Costs.
Costs.
Costs. One more time.
The way things stand, we are going to have to cut costs.
Very good. Excellent. So the way things stand, we're going to have to cut costs. 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 Yeah? Difficult to pronounce, but you did it very well. The second time. Okay, the way things stand, are we going to have to get there early? The way things stand, are we going to have to get there early? DKC? Okay, very good. Okay, Marina. The way things stand, are we going to have to get there early?
Yes. The way things stand, we are going to have to get there early.
Good. With a contraction, we're?
Okay. The way things stand, we are going to have to get there early.
Very good. The way things stand, we're going to have to get there early. The way things stand, we're going to have to get there early. The next one. Okay, the way things stand, are we going to have to notify the police? Notify, remember? Are we going to have to notify the police the way things stand? DKC? Very good. Okay. The way things stand, are we going to have to notify the police, Marina?
Yes, the way things stand, we are going to have to notify the police.
Good, we have to notify the police. One more time.
The way things stand, we are going to have to notify the police.
Excellent. The way things stand, we're going to have to notify the police. Repeat. Excellent. Very good. Next one. The way things stand, are you going to go on holiday? Dike no. Dike no. Very good. Okay, Marina. The way things stand, are you going to go on holiday?
No, the way things stand, we are not going to go on holiday.
Good. Okay, repeat.
No, the way things stand, we are not going to go on holiday.
Good. With the financial situation, of course, the way things stand, tal y como están las cosas, se dice, no?
Yes.
We're not going to go on holiday. We don't have enough money. Next one. The way things stand, do you think it's a good idea? The way things stand, do you think it's a good idea? Dike no. Very good. Okay, the way things stand, do you think it's a good idea? Dike no?
No, the way things stand, I think it's not a good idea.
Or I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Mejor.
The way things stand, I don't think it's a good idea.
Good. The way things stand, I don't think it's a good idea. Repeat.
The way things stand, I don't think it's a good idea.
Perfect. Muy bien. Okay, the way things stand, do you think we should cut spending? The way things stand, do you think we should cut spending? Dike sí? Very good. The way things stand, do you think we should cut spending?
Yes, I think the way things stand, we should cut spending.
Okay, you put it in the middle there, now put it at the beginning. The way things stand, I think we should cut spending. Repeat.
The way things stand, I think we should cut spending.
Very good. Not spending, claro. Spending. Cut spending. Okay, the way things stand, do you think we should look over the contract? To look over the contract? Do you remember that? To look over the contract? A ver, dije sí? Very good. Okay. So the way things stand, do you think we should look over the contract? What's look over?
Revisar.
Revisar. Okay, very good.
The way things stand, I think we should look over the contract.
Good. Repeat.
The way things stand, I think we should look over the contract.
Good. And the way things stand, do you think we should look into the matter?
Yes, the way things stand, I think we should look into the matter.
Good. In casa, the way things stand, do you think we should look into the matter? Dije sí? Yes, the way things stand, I think we should look into the matter. Remember, to look into, investigar. To look over, revisar. Yeah? Very good. One more. The way things stand, do you think we should tell the staff soon?
Yes, the way things stand, I think we should tell the staff soon.
Repeat.
Yes, the way things stand, I think we should tell the staff soon.
Very good. Okay, in casa. The way things stand, do you think we should tell the staff soon? Very good. Yes. The way things stand, I think we should tell the staff soon. Whew, that was good. Very well done, Marina.
Thank you.
And very good at home. You did very, very well. Keep practicing. We have very few classes left, so make the most of them, please. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
All right. One more class is out of the way. Yes, without a nervous breakdown. Okay. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. I'm starting to make paper airplanes and to count pencils. I think I'm starting to go a little gaga. I think I'm starting to go crazy. I'm starting to go slowly mad. I'm starting to lose my mind. But before I lose my mind, before I lose my marbles, antes de que pierdo, yo pierdo mis canicas, decimos en inglés. Before I lose my marbles, take advantage of the last 9 classes that we have left to extract from me everything you can. Extract all the juice you can from me as a teacher and from the other teachers, and take full advantage of the next 9 classes. Come on, do it for me, please. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.